I've done a little digging into the Hugo Award winner for Best Novel because nobody else is going to. But the Hugo Awards have had massive problems for a long time. It's all about politics with these people and not about actual quality writing. And this interview I found with the new winner, Emily Tesh, shows exactly that. It exposes exactly how petty these people are. And it's a train wreck over there. We'll go over the whole detail, the history of the Hugo Awards, what it once was, what Worldcon has done to itself, and how it has just relegated itself into irrelevancy in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I am the most trusted name in science fiction fandom, as well as a #1 best-selling author myself. I've got a new audiobook in Colony launch, which just came out a couple weeks ago, and you guys have made this into a wonderful, wonderful seller. Thank you guys so much. This is exploration, space exploration, real science fiction at its finest, just like the old stuff that when Heinlein used to do the Colony books that he used to do with his juveniles. This is exactly what I did with this book. And so you'll really enjoy this if you like classic science fiction before identity politics went off the rails. You can check it out on Amazon. It's available in ebook print, and I especially would like you to pick up the audio since that's the new version. And we're working hard to create great new science fiction books and comics for you guys coming out very, very soon. So thank you so much for the support so far. It's in the description below. And do hit the like and subscribe button. Join our community here. We have the best science fiction community on the internet, and we're exposing the stories nobody else will. So Emily Tesh, who is she? That was exactly the first question I asked as soon as I saw that she won the Hugo Award. I was like, who? And it turns out she's just another self-insert kind of person working for Tor Books. Tor Books probably colluded to get this out there in order to have a Hugo Award-winning novel again, trying to prop up somebody with all this and get it going. She also has won the World Fantasy Award as well, so it's definitely like a concerted effort and a fake industry effort to get things, promoted for their book that nobody's heard of. And so that's been normal in recent years. The Hugo Awards really shifted in, I think it was 2014, when the If You Were a Dinosaur, My Love poem or short story or whatever the hell they called it came out. It was a weird erotic fan fiction about just imagining their lover as a dinosaur. And it was very explicit, grotesque, not even a story. And it won the award. And it showed that these people were all about their weird sexual deviancies, their weird identity politics, and it only got worse from there going forward when they put N.K. Jemisin forward, who just writes this really, really awful dreck, just about it's tough being a black woman, and then they give it awards year after year. Well, I guess N.K. Jemisin really, I haven't even seen N.K. Jemisin writing anything in recent years. I don't even know what's happening there. Probably resting on her laurels after all that. But they got to give it to somebody else. And so it's kind of weird that they chose a white lady in this instance. But when you look into it and you look into Some Desperate Glory as a book, you can find very quickly why this won the award. Some Desperate, and why it was propped up by Tor Books, I should say, on this level. It's an LGBTQ plus science fiction, right? So it's that. And so they wanted to put that in there. It's a self-insert character. It's literally Emily Tesh going out there and doing her thing. It's just insufferable. Absolutely is. And you can see right here, V.E. Schwab, the usual suspects, John Scalzi. It's just Tasman Muir. These are Tor Books acolytes just trying to promote Tor Books. And it's a big circle jerk is really what it is. And so the Hugo Awards has had problems in recent years as well. Ever since that, they changed their award way it got nominated in 2018. So you have to basically be a publishing insider and have a large contingency of people at Worldcon in order to get this done and get anything nominated. So any books that are just popular are not necessarily just going to get nominated at this juncture. They don't really care about the fans anymore. It's all about the industry insiders. And once that award change happened, I mean, it really fell off. People stopped paying attention to it so much because it didn't mean anything anymore. It really didn't. It used to mean the best stuff in science fiction. You go back to the 60s and 70s, you can make a full list of book reading orders of just great books. No longer. There hasn't been a good book that's won a Hugo Award in at least a decade. And so that's where that's been at with the whole controversy set up. Then last year, it turned out that like the Chinese Communist Party was interfering with the awards and actually making the Hugo Award committee throw out books that they didn't deem were good enough for communist China. Very weird stuff. And it makes you wonder what else is going on behind the scenes with these Hugo Award administrators of what gets thrown out, what actually gets put in, what their requirements are. It's all very, very nebulous. And last year's Hugos basically have a giant asterisk on it because people, were just thrown out for no reason. Now this year also had its own controversy, which is interesting enough, where 10% of the ballots were thrown out as fake people. Apparently, like somebody came in, and I don't know if it was Emily Tesh or somebody else or Tor Books. I don't know who. But somebody came in and registered all these fake accounts that weren't even real people, at least 300 of them, in order to vote for the Hugo Awards. Now this is like, I don't know what the off-site memberships are, but it's around $100 at least to do this. I know that. So you're talking somebody spent like $30,000 to make all these fake just to win the award. That's crazy. I don't think the sales that get generated are anywhere near worth that. So I don't know how it impacted things, but it ended up that only around 3,000 people ended up voting for this. You know that it was at this point the publishing insiders who actually work, and that's the total votes for the award. Not necessarily just this book. The total votes were 3,000. So if the publishing insiders at that point, all got together and say there's 1,000 Tor Books employees, they can rig the award now. And that's exactly what we have here. So we get into it, and you learn why. I mean, we've already gotten into the LGBTQ. You can see that just from the book cover that it's a complete self-insert character. It's not anything else other than that. And here they talk a powerful debut. This is a debut novel. This is somebody who just wrote their first novel. And it's winning the best award for world fantasy, and this is how you have a red flag going up, this is propped up by the publisher, and that's why it's winning the awards. Plays with gender roles and fights against society's expectations. Oh God, I mean, how much more insufferable can you get at this point? It's the same strong female lead book again, and they're pretending like it's year zero and that this is a modern thing, that they're playing with gender roles. This is a new thing. Oh my gosh, absolute trash. But it goes even deeper than that with the where this heads into the politics. And so she says it was born from a lot of things. She studied ancient history, blah blah blah. A militarized ethno-state that knows the power of its own image. So she's immediately leaning into white supremacy as a theme, as a white lady who's winning the awards because she's being propped up. It's ridiculous. The self-hating whites is a really funny thing. Primitive eugenics, commitment to breaking down family bonds in favor of loyalty to the state. It sounds like what the left actually likes. Insane education system for citizen boys. And then, of course, I was following the news in 2016. Here we go, 2016. So white ethno-state in the historical stuff she was looking at, and loyalty to the state. It's Trump. So it was the rise of authoritarianism, populism around the world. Authoritarian populism, I can speak. It's okay. Sorry. With increasing despair. And I watched a children's TV show with the incredible redemption arc for a male vision, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and thought, why do female villains never get those chances? Please clap. Female villains should get redemption. Now, it's really interesting because the entire publishing industry had a female redemption story of somebody who was literally fighting against like fantasy Nazis that they canceled 4 years ago because they said that you should never be able to be redeemed when you're like that. And that book was called The Black Witch, and all these same people, because this lady was not part of the political establishment, just tried to torch and destroy Laurie Forrest's career over this. It was no joke. It was the exact same people. And it just goes to show you're in politics are everything. You win an award if you've got the right in politics personally. You don't get the award because, and it's not that Laurie Forrest, she's a liberal, but she was into Bernie Sanders when you were supposed to be into Hillary Clinton. I'm dead serious. And that's what got her out on the outs with the publishing establishment here. It is that petty. And that's what these people are like. And so this is a clear example right now. It's a debut novel. There's no way that this should be a Hugo Award winner, a World Fantasy Award winner. Tor is rigging it. They're throwing out ballots at the Hugo Awards on the and saying there's voter fraud in order to force this. It's a total fake out. And there's not enough people to fight this, or even people covering this at this point, in order to get this any attention. So you can see how easy this is right now for somebody to just get into the political machine and get this going. And this is exactly where it is. So you can see she's talking about things. Chaos bisexuals are over. Highly competent, career-focused bisexuals are coming soon. Oh, stunning and brave. I thought bisexual was over, too. I thought it was like pansexual now. Aren't you supposed to virtue signal with that word? I'm always so confused. But it depends on who you are, what words you get to virtue signal, and not anything else. So again, this is a self-insert. It's not a good book. It is an LGBTQ plus book. It's an anti-Trump book, and this woman's playing the game through Tor books to rig the system in order to try to prop up for some extra sales. It's a big marketing push. That's all the Hugo Awards are now. Really, really sad what it's become. These people are corrupt. They're evil, and they hate real science fiction is what it comes down to. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Do make sure to check out some good science fiction. This is, again, stuff blacklisted from the industry, but it's wonderful. You'll love it. It's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for supporting our books. We'll be back soon.